Live.
What's up, YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back to the channel. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So your girl is back with another reaction. Before we hop into the video, make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you like the content, share and like the video, and turn on your notification bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. All right? All right. So you guys see the title, Winter is Here.
Winter is here.
Black woman in her mid-30s struggle with being single and alone, and this is why, y'all. So we're going to get into the video. I want you to hear what she's saying. And, you know, I think this is going to be the sentiment for a lot of women who are in their 30s and up. You know, they're going to really, they're already starting to realize that, you know, they've run out of time. They've run out of options. And, you know, it's becoming more and more difficult for these women to maintain, to at least establish a relationship with a man and build a life with the man and a family. And now they don't know what to do. But we're going to go ahead and get into the video. Make sure you chime in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go.
I'm in my mid-30s and I struggle so much to connect with women who have partners that are providers. I know this about myself. There's a level of envy in a way. I'm envious of them. And I struggle to empathize a lot of the times. Like, I really do. Because it's literally just me. Like, I have to keep a roof over my head. I have to keep up with my health. I have to keep up with my happiness. I have to keep up with my dog. I know that's first world problems. But just like all these things I'm doing by myself. And I know there are a lot of people out there that can relate. And as humans, we are not meant to be individual creatures. We haven't evolved past that. We are still meant to be communal, and we are meant to be in groups and herds and in packs. And so to be in your mid-30s doing all of this stuff, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it's so crazy when I think about it, because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. Definitely don't depend on a man. Like, that was a whole spiel that was ingrained over and over and over again.
Don't I say it all the time, right? That's what I talk about all the time. That a lot of women were taught to be independent. You don't depend on a man. You don't need a man. Get up and do it yourself. Take care of yourself. And now that very advice is backfiring, because this is not something that most women wanted to do their entire lives. They thought that, oh, well, you know, I go out and work hard and I establish myself and I can take care of myself. I don't need to depend on nobody. But then you turn around and ask for exactly that. You want a man to depend on. You want a man to be able to take care of you and do all of the things while you can have, you know, the freedom to just be comfortable in that space. But once again, it goes back to what women expect from men, but women never thought about what a man should expect from them. And I think that is part of the dilemma that we really got to start looking at, because you know, the reason why men are moving the way they're moving, because women have these unrealistic expectations for men. They have all of these so-called high standards for men, and they feel obligated and they feel that they deserve from a man, and they're not going to settle for less. But when you ask what you bring to the table and what you're willing to do for the man, it's crickets. They don't really know, because that's not something that most women were taught. It was impressed upon on what a man should do for a woman. Oh, even as a young boy, if you like a girl, you got to give her something. You got to open the door for her. You got to be a gentleman. You got to give her some of your candy. You got to give her some of what you have. And the little girl just accept it as an entitlement. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. But what am I supposed to do was never discussed. You're just supposed to be pretty. And because you have a vagina, that is the package. Because there was this saying that they would say, use what you got to get what you want. And there are a lot of women who are using their bodies and their vajayjays to their advantage, but it's still leaving them out in the cold, because that's not the only thing that you should be bringing to the table when you want serious committed relationships with a man. It's more than just what's between your legs. And I think women are realizing that, and they can't bank on the fact that most men just want vagina. No, men want more than that. That's a caveat, but they want more than just that. They don't just want, you know, your vagina and that's it. If they're trying to build and establish something with you, there are certain qualities that you must possess in order to be able to do that successfully. And that's where a lot of women fall short. And they're falling short, and they're still blaming the men. But now they're realizing the outcome for them may look grim as it relates to companionship, a husband and children. And now they're confused and they're panicking and they're, you know, crashing out, because they don't know what to do. Because behind these women who all say they want a decenter man, and these women who are so bold and strong and boss chicks and they don't need no man, they still want a man.
Oh my God.
Let's continue.
And I'm on my 5th, 6th apartment in New York City by myself. And that was a goal. That was always like, get your own space, take care of yourself. I'm gonna tell you right now, in my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I hate it. I'm a communal person. I like being around people. I sleep better when I'm around people, whether it's my family, my close friends. I hate being by myself. And so I'm at this weird place where I'm just like, what do I do? I don't know. And I just know if I had a partner that was helping me balance out this stuff, I would free up so much mental and emotional capacity to accomplish and get done all of these things that I have constantly in my mind, these ideas. Like, I have so many ideas that could be life-changing, not just for me, but like, and not just for my family even. I know it could change my family's life, but for society. Like, I have all these ideas, but I'm by myself, and I can't do it. It's impossible. It's impossible. And it's crazy to try to accept that or come to terms with that. But I'm not beating myself up about it because I'm human. And again, humans are meant to be communal. We are meant to thrive in community. And again, we haven't evolved past that. I don't know why people don't get that. We haven't evolved past that. So everybody's like, oh, block this person, don't communicate. Yeah, and then you get isolated. And then what?
Right. And you know what? At least she's being honest about it, because there are a lot of women who won't even accept that fact and they won't even speak on it. You know what I mean? So at least she's aware of what it is, and she's not delusional. But she realized, this is going to become a bigger problem. Everybody's been focused on being these independent warriors and doing everything by yourself, but they fail to realize that you need community, you need family, you need structure, you need reciprocation, you need love, you need all of these things. And, women have convinced themselves that because they chose the wrong guy to give a baby to or be in a relationship with, that is the nature of all men. And it's not. But when they see women who are in successful, healthy marriages with families, they envy that. Of course they do. And they don't know how to deal with that because they've been sold a lie and told that this is how all men are and this is what you should expect out of man. A man ain't gonna do this. Men don't marry women, when there are a lot of men who are married to women and black men who are married to black women, and they love their families and take care of their families. But when you've been sold a lie, it's hard for you to accept the truth. And you want to go with that narrative because now you wasted a whole bunch of time, and now this may be the end of the road for you. You may just have to be single for the rest of your life and pay all your bills by yourself for the rest of your life. And I don't think they want that. But once again, I do notice that when you hear women speak, they speak from a place of help. They want a man to come in and take the load off of them. And that goes back to the nature of women and what women were taught, what they should look for from a man, what they should be looking to get from a man. It's always something you should get from a man. If you can't get it from him, somehow he's less valuable and he's not what you should want. And so women have listened to those lies for years. And now you see women just, coasting because they don't know which way to turn at this point. You know what I mean? The options are slim. They're told that they should have all these expectations, should be through the roof. This is the bare minimum, And when they can't find the men who actually meet those qualifications to take them seriously, they're still confused as to what's going on. And so once again, your value and your worth is not just contingent upon your body. You have to have other characteristics that will be appeasing to a man, especially the man that you want. You want so much from a man, but you can't even think of the things that would be necessary to get the man that you want, because women have been taught that they don't have to compete. They don't have to go out and do all this. The man has to court. The man has to find you. He has to do all these things. But if he's looking at you and there's nothing appealing about you, there's no characteristics that he see in a wife with you, then he's going to pass you up. He's going to pass you by. You're not going to be his choice. So yeah, men have to pick, but they got to have something to pick from. And so once again, this is not a bashing for women, but it's more of a understanding of where you are and why you're in these predicaments. That it's not all just because all men are so bad and all women are so great, but it's a combination of, and also the lies that a lot of women have been taught. And I think it's causing a issue when it comes to women being able to be in relationships with men and respect men and understand the purpose of a man, and also understand your purpose as well. That you're not there just to take. No, you're supposed to give something too. And so until women learn that, it's going to be a downhill spiral from here on out, because, this superficial mentality is not making any headway with these women finding the men that they want. They're just out here single and bragging, and then breaking down and crashing out, and then bragging again about what they can do for themselves. But they still are lonely, and they still hate their lives, and they try to project their hatred onto other women who are actually happy and have what they want. And we see this happen all the time. This is why I say, so at least I'll give her kudos for being honest, because a lot of women would not admit that they're low-key jealous of women who have support, who have husbands. because you didn't expect to be sitting out here doing all this by yourself. Who wants to live life by themselves? You know, that's a lonely road to travel, in my opinion. And personally, I realized early on that I didn't want to be by myself, that it's a lonely road. Like, you want family, you want people in your life, you want happiness, you want companionship, you want to build and raise a family. Like, that's, yeah, I just could imagine just being in a big house. Even if I made money by myself in a big house, is all by myself, no sense of family or anything. Like, that is a lonely road to travel, in my opinion. And we are not designed to live that way. But if you are making choices that are not presenting the outcomes that you want, then you got to change what you're doing. And for a lot of these women, this modern independent boss chick status is just not helping y'all win. And if you want to stay where you are, keep doing what you're doing. But if you want something more, baby, you're going to have to change. At the same time, now you got to wonder if it's too late, child.
Oh my God.
Because the way these men are moving and how they're talking, child, it just might be too late.
Oh my God.
But listen, y'all, let me know what you think in the comments below. Comment, like, subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when I upload new content or go live. Y'all chime in. I definitely want to hear what you got to say. And I will catch y'all in the next one. Bye.
DeeDees reactions, videos and live DeeDees reactions. She's about to put on a show. These reactions, just to let you know, like, share, subscribe. We about to go live.